You've counted on restaurants. Now they're counting on you. And while their dining room may be closed, they're still open for delivery with DoorDash. DoorDash is the app that brings you food you're craving right now, right to your door. Ordering is easy. Open the DoorDash app, choose what you want to eat, and your food will be left safely outside your door with the new contactless delivery drop-off setting. With over 300,000 partners in the US, Puerto Rico, Canada, and Australia, you can support your local go-tos or choose from your favorite national restaurants like Chipotle, Wendy's, and the Cheesecake Factory. Not the Quarterback Factory, the Cheesecake Factory. Many of your favorite local restaurants are still open for delivery. Just open the DoorDash app, select your favorite local restaurant, and your food will be left at your door. DoorDash deliveries are now contactless to keep communities we operate in safe. And here's the hook. Right now, our listeners can get $5 off and zero delivery fees on their first order of $15 or more when you download the DoorDash app and enter code BIRDS. That's $5 off your delivery and zero delivery fees on the first order when you download the DoorDash app in the App Store and enter code BIRDS. Don't forget that's code BIRDS for $5 off your first order with DoorDash.
To your mother, it's time for another episode of Birds with Friends. Just a trio of feathery brethren weathering any season to see the Eagles eating teams like Scrammy's top with cheese. It's Philadelphia, Bo, Sheil, and Zach kicking it cooler than three penguins till Zach runs off with his valet keys. He's a real nuanced goose. Pull up a branch, get loose. It's time for some juice on some
Birds with Friends.
The early bird gets the worm, but prefers getting turned like a turn on some
Birds with Friends.
Bo, Sheil, and Zach coming at you with stats and things flapping their wings on.
How do you have time to consume all this content? You're listening to Dave Spadaro interviews?
I take a morning bike ride and I listen to
I want to hear more about that, but go ahead.
No, the Schuylkill Trail.
Really?
Yes,
Wow.
yeah, that's
Hello, everybody, and welcome to a post-game live on YouTube edition of Birds with Friends. It is 12:55 in the morning. Bo Wolf here, Marissa Morris there, Sheil Kapadia there, and Zach Berman there, dressed in his press box best. He raced home for this episode following the Eagles' come-from-behind victory, 22-21 over the New York Giants. They are 2-4-1. They are in first place. Zach, how are you feeling?
I am excited to have we're gonna have a good podcast here, and then I'm gonna write my story, and hopefully that's a good one. And by about 5 a.m., hopefully get some sleep.
Sheil, you're cracking up.
Yeah, I mean, our commenters are just filled with people who are worried about Zach. I mean, Zach looks tired already. Zach looks like he just got back from a weekend in Vegas. So, yeah, people are definitely concerned. I mean, I know what it is. It's that when you're sports writer of the year, Bo, you can throw in you can put up whatever you want on The Athletic. This guy, the standard is the standard, and so he's got to come up with something big.
He's only as good as his next one.
Only as good as
That is true.
Well, that's actually that's a good strategy. Like you write a bad story if you know you've got a good one coming up next, just so you can get quickly to the next one.
That was like your story today was a great one.
Well, it's only as good as the next one, and this one's probably not going to be very good. So.
The game gave you good material, which is a good segue to discussing the game.
That's debatable. That's debatable.
Yeah, let's get this over with. Oh, I can't believe you. If I were you, I would have just told the rest of us that, my wife's could be going in, but, you have this fear of missing out. You know that when you take paternity leave, we're going to be doing these daily pods. And so you showed up. So I guess a credit to you. I mean, I can't really relate, but it's good.
I mean, I got to play it. I got to play it straight. I got to be honest, but we are on the clock here. So I did not go to the game. I watched the game from home.
I missed you, in general, but in particular when Daniel Jones fell over. That is the quintessential Bo Wolf in the press box moment.
It really is a shame because now he was running in the press box direction, right?
Exactly. Yes.
Oh man, that would have it would have been tough for me to keep anything together at that point.
He would have heard you.
Unbelievable.
Yes, he would have heard you on the field.
I mean, I guess we're going to talk about the game, but all I will remember from this game is Daniel Jones falling down the Akeem Butler play, and I guess the final touchdown to Boston Scott. But I blacked out after that Akeem Butler play. I mean, I know there was another possession there where the Giants drove down the field. I was just like, what? I'm watching it. And I'm going, who is this?
Unbelievable.
What is going on? And then I heard the explanation. So anyway, I don't know where do we
the
start with this
explanation
game?
from Doug Peterson was, well, we put that play in for him this week. Put that play in for him. You just threw it up to him. That's no play.
Was Carson Wentz asked about that one, Zach?
No, he was not.
Oh, he was not. Okay.
He was not. And actually, I didn't think the play itself was bad. It was more the timing of the play. Like that's not my fourth and goal from what, the 3-yard line or 2-yard line?
Yeah, well, that's the whole thing. I mean, this was the Ronnie. This was all I could think of was Ronnie Brown.
Yeah.
When you're watching this, I mean, that whole sequence there. All right, we'll get to the good stuff in a second, but that sequence.
Let's talk about it.
That sequence there of it was Jalen.
Let's talk about the fact that they won the game, right?
They won.
Like,
I don't know if
they don't.
Should or
Yeah,
not,
they don't deserve
really.
for us to lead with them winning this game.
They absolutely did. They scored 2 touchdowns in the last 5 minutes. If
they only won because Evan Engram dropped the ball.
If they didn't win that game, we would be the season would be over.
Well, that's
right.
But we should still be crushing them.
No, but that's the thing is that they're 2-4-1. They play one game in the next 22
Zach,
days.
you have to be a little bit more nuanced about this. It's not just black
that's
or
exact.
white.
No,
We
that's
have
exactly
to
what I'm
accept
saying.
the
It's
fact
like
that they played very poorly and they are a bad team.
They did. No, I'm saying the result itself, like in this horrible NFC East, when you probably won't need a winning record to win the division. If the Eagles were 1-5-1 with losses to the Giants and Washington, it's hard to see them turning it around. Like those are 2 games that are just bad to lose. Now they're 2-4-1 here, and they
still suck.
They're not. I'm not saying they're a good team.
I can't seriously say now they're 2-4-1. I mean, I understand what you're saying. We'll get to the final 2 drives.
The season's not over. That's what happened.
That's my
outcome.
point. Yeah. That's my point.
But they still stink.
But if they win this game when they score 2 touchdowns in the last 5 minutes, and we spend the first 20 minutes of the show talking about Hakeem Butler, I think we're not seeing the forest for the trees.
Is a more
right?
important reflection of what happened tonight than them winning the game.
All I will remember from this game. All right.
The guy played 1 snap all night. It's 4th down with the game on the line. They've been calling these garbanzo beans red zone plays, and then they just toss it up to Hakeem Butler, and he doesn't even try for the ball.
I'm trying to see if anyone from the chat, if they think, all right, what do you want to talk? What do you want us to lead with here? You got to get your answers in quickly. Do you want us to lead with they won the game, how they ended the game? Do you want us to lead with the most nonsensical things we saw tonight? Give it to us. We don't
Zach's coming off his, a rough string at the blackjack table. And
someone
do I look that bad, by the way?
Someone says Zach has to.
Do I look that bad?
I didn't even know this was a thing.
What?
It's not even that funny.
I don't know. Can you give me like?
He's reading the comments, Zach. He's reading the comments.
Zach just got through midterm audits. It's not that funny.
All right.
It's not that funny, but
you want me to take over here?
Tell us what happened. Why did you split 9s when they were showing 7? You had a winning hand.
Why would I ever split 9s again? Well,
all right.
What was the comment?
I thought you heard it. It said Zach has those just got through midterm eyes. I think the only thing that's funny is that they're like finding 45 different ways to say. I think Zach just looks serious because I know he's feeling anxiety that he has to write a story after this.
It's just
Bo is
seeing someone in a nice shirt look tired
so Bo's the opposite of
it's
me.
A nice shirt.
Like Bo likes to just procrastinate the story that he knows he's gonna write. Like Bo's looking forward to keeping this going as long as he can.
No, look forward to it.
So he can start the column later. Like I just want to start writing. It's and I would like to talk about when so I get some ideas.
Okay, all right. People are saying lead with Doug Butler and the terrible goal line plays.
All right, fair enough.
That's what we have to lead with. So that was the sequence. I believe it was Jalen. And you're right, Bo. I think it is a nice. I don't know. Maybe we can write your day after for you. But I did think it was a sort of a microcosm of all the things that are wrong with him, So it's one play, Jalen Hurts on his own read. Like, can we do something creative with this guy who is a mix of Lamar Jackson? You told us Russell Wilson, Taysom Hill. Was there anyone else where they leaked to when they were leaking to the national media about what a great pick it was? Were there any other comparisons I missed?
You said Lamar, Taysom, and Russell Wilson. That's the big three,
they have nothing. I mean, can you get the guy can throw the football? I mean, they
just do that little option play, like
the option every time the defense is not fooled at all, and they stop him. So that's the first play. Then 3rd and goal. I mean, what yard line were they from? It was beyond the 5.
7 or the 8.
7 or the 8, a quarterback draw.
Yeah, that was.
I like Wentz running the ball, but this is not Lamar Jackson.
And then they did the same thing on this 2-point conversion from the 1 yard line. Like, the guy's getting pounded all day long, and they're running him like he's Tim Tebow.
I mean, so I believe that if you call a quarterback draw on 3rd and goal from the 7 or 8, that you're going for it on 4th down. I mean, maybe you're able to get that into the touchdown, but that's not like a let's get into the end zone play. And then, again, I don't recognize who's coming out on the right side of the field. Aikman is pointing out that, the defense isn't on him. But if that's the case, then you have to have your alert, snap the ball, throw a bullet to him, and have him jump hard. Yeah, I mean, they kind of waited, and then the defender gets over there. And then, I mean, it's comical. The game's on the line. Like, what Zach's saying is right, that this was a big spot, and we'd probably be looking at it through a different lens if they had lost this game. I mean, that would be the play we're talking about, that like you lost the division lead and any chance you had about salvaging your season because you threw one up to Akeem Butler. And then Doug Peterson did not make it sound like it was just Carson Wentz seeing no one covering him and going to him. I mean, he said specifically, he's a big, strong, powerful man. And that's something we worked on. This was his first NFL snap, right? He hadn't played a snap before. Am I correct?
Offense, yeah.
Bill Barnwell tweeted that was his first offensive snap of his career.
Yeah. Yes, correct.
It's unbelievable. All right.
And on 4th down, like, you don't want to. You could call that play on the 3rd and 8 on the 3rd. Right. I mean, it's absolutely
and apparently
the whole
Butler
red zone. The whole red zone was just a debacle tonight. Go
8 times they were in the red zone. 8 times.
Butler ran to the wrong side of the field at first.
Right? That's what Doug said.
Yeah, that's why they didn't cover him.
Yeah, so he ran to the wrong side, and he comes back, and he was uncovered. Yeah, so
it's like the one he's got one play in the playbook, and he goes to the wrong side.
He goes to the wrong side, exactly.
Well, maybe that was next level thinking. He knew if he acted confused and went to the wrong side, no one would cover him.
But you know what? The fact that there's such demand for discussing this, it's good we're doing the pod before I'm writing, because now I'm definitely going to need to incorporate this into my story.
So lead with it.
So all right. So I've got to say, I think I've given him credit before, but our friend, the Athletics, Desean Jackson, who I worked with in Seattle, he just texted me. He said, "Did you just say he was a big, strong, powerful man?" And he obviously doesn't know that that's a joke that we stole from the Seattle days. John Schneider said this about every draft pick, and Desean Jackson does the imitation better than anyone else. So yes, if you are still listening or still watching, Jenks, we stole that about 3 years ago on one of the first pods, and we've been running with it ever since. So we say big, strong, powerful man all the time.
And I believe you just tweeted a shout out to what has been made before, the comparison of Bo Wolf to a young Chevy Chase.
Oh, we got all kinds of celebrities watching. Bill Barnwell chiming in here saying that was his first and only NFL offensive snap. So I guess he didn't get in on those final drives.
They pull that one out for the last drive.
It's insane. Where do they do it? Like, it's somebody said this, and it's a very good line, because remember last week when Doug said they ran out of red zone plays. We didn't realize he meant for the rest of the season, not just for that game.
I think that was DFOP Noah Becker. Ooh.
Yeah, like, I mean, come on. All night. As you said, 8 trips to the red zone, just asinine.
They were a mess up.
And then that other 2-point conversion with Jalen Hurts, they do the split formations with the 3 offensive linemen, and there's just like
penalty. I've never seen players look so scared and unsure of themselves lining up. I mean, they had no idea what to do there. Like, I don't know. I'm assuming they practiced that.
Any hope I had of like an organized, concise late post-game pod is out the door now. This is going to be.
If the Eagles aren't going to play an organized, concise game, we shouldn't give an organized, concise.
It's going to be 40 minutes of Bo and Sheil giggling.
Jalen Hurts.
And then,
how mad do you think Jalen Hurts is?
Sitting there being
he's getting
like,
used
do I have to put up with these three?
Trash Sheeta Jones way.
Matt Pryor had no idea what was going on. He's like, you want me to go over here?
Matt Pryor just came out of a bubble this morning. He's been living in a hyperbaric chamber so he doesn't give anybody COVID. And he comes out and he's split left all the way on the side of the formation. He's got no idea what he's doing.
Yeah, in that context, he did a great job.
All right. So where should we pick this up here?
Why you get going on the final two drives?
Okay. Yes.
And we'll catch our breath.
Thank you. All right. I'll get the play-by-play in front of me as we do it. But after that,
if we have to name Baby Wolf after one of the main characters from this game, who should it be?
You can name Hakeem, right?
She'll has to take his headphones off.
All right. So here we go. So after that Hakeem Butler play, which was the second play of the fourth quarter, the Giants go on a 15-play, 97-yard touchdown drive.
Yeah, it seemed like the defense just gave up.
Take a 21-10 lead. At that point, and on that drive, of course, they converted a 3rd and 9. It seems it's a 2-score game now with just over 6 minutes to go. Seems the Eagles are bound to have just one of the most embarrassing or like one of the worst losses that they've had in a while. Not in terms of final score, but just in terms of the meaning. And then so they come out 1st and 10. Carson is he throws to Travis Fulgham. And there is not enough Fulgham in the offense. They need to be throwing to him twice as much as they are. So then 2nd down, he's sacked, but they're bailed out by an illegal contact. And then comes the play that really shifted the momentum of the game. 59 yards, Wentz to John Hightower. Hightower makes the catch. All right, so now the Eagles are in business here. 2 plays after that, Wentz to Greg Ward for 3 yards, score the touchdown. They failed to convert on 2, so it's not a field goal game. It's a 21-16 game. Giants come out. They look good at the beginning of the drive. Wayne Gallman runs 14 yards.
This is pathetic because like this defense that is built on strength up the middle, they give up back-to-back first down runs up the middle, like up the gut. It was just pathetic.
Yep. And then comes a critical play, 3rd and 7 around midfield. Evan Ingram's running wide open, or I don't want to say wide open, but he's running open. Jones throws to him and hits his fingertips. Drop pass. Fair to say?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't see I thought it was like one of the – I didn't see a replay, but I've never seen like a more non-reaction to like dropping a pass in a big spot than that.
Yeah.
Like it almost looked like he was just skipping to the sideline like is the game over yet? I mean, I'm interested to hear his post-game comments, but I couldn't believe how like Daniel Jones looks like he's devastated and he can't believe he dropped it, and Evan Engram was just like, we got any
to be fair, does Daniel Jones
on the bench?
Does Daniel Jones ever not look like he's devastated?
Well, I'm not going to stand for your eyebrow slander again. You know, me and my fellow Indians and others.
Our Giants reporter Dan Duggan said Daniel Jones is an all-time great teammate. Asked about the Evan Engram drop, and he says he needs to put the ball in a better position.
There you go. I thought he walked it out to him. Basically, I mean. That was unbelievable.
So, so that was going away. I was watching it through my binoculars, but I've not seen a replay of that either. And so much is going on here. Okay, the Eagles put Desean Jackson back for a punt return, hoping for a big play from Desean.
Hoping for a miracle.
And gets –
You get what I'm saying? You picking up what I'm putting down?
Yeah, miracle with Meadowlands. Yeah. Yeah, gets a cheap shot there or a late hit.
Yeah, that was dirty.
Gets injured there. On that play.
Now, was he injured on like the first? He was injured on the second hit, right? I agree.
Because he was carried off.
But the penalty was on the first play? On the first hit?
I
Is that
believe the
right?
penalty was on the first hit. Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, that was bad. That was ugly.
that was
Yeah.
bad. Do you think Desean Jackson
No, I mean he got
another snap
taken off the field in the
this
car.
season or in his career?
So I don't know the extent of the injury, but did not look good.
I'm asking you to speculate.
It's hard for me to do. I'm not a doctor.
I think he's not playing again this year.
I mean that was a bad injury. So all right, so Deshaun's down, so we're monitoring the sideline. The Eagles.
I feel like the angle you're giving us is setting up. There's a bit of a Chekhov's gun thing going on with that mirror. Like I feel like at some point in this podcast, someone surprising is going to appear on the mirror.
If
I'm
someone
hoping,
surprising appears on this mirror right now, then we got problems going on in this house. Okay, this is a different location than I typically do because I'm
going to be Evan Engram.
Yeah.
Oh, Lemur's calling you out, Bo. He said Fulgham had 11 targets, the most targets of anybody in the game.
Yeah, he needs to get 12. He needs to get 22 targets.
Okay.
I'm not kidding.
Is that his mug, by the way?
Yeah,
What is that?
This is funny actually. So
I was wondering the same
Is it
thing.
her mugs?
I go big mug for the tea. I'm going tea right now. And this was these were gifts from my paternal grandfather, and they ordered his and her mugs for our wedding, but they came his and his.
I like
we
that.
have an overnight
That's better.
desk that closes.
Yeah, so tough luck
3
for
a.m.
Rachel.
For the editing, and I'm looking at the clock here. I got no shot of getting this done by 3 a.m.
Yeah, of course not. Well, I mean, it's your own fault for even.
All right, we don't. All right, maybe we're doing too much recapping. All right.
So then I'll speed up here.
Your big takeaway from the last two drives.
Well, yeah. So I'll speed up. They get all the way to the goal line. Jason Kelsey gets a bad penalty. All right, a face mask that pushes them back. They were on the 3-yard line, pushes them back.
Wentz said he was
yards.
really torn up about it.
Would you quit interrupting him? Jeez.
So first and goal from the 18. This is a tough spot here, right? Carson goes for broke on the first play. Goes to Boston Scott down the right sideline. Boston Scott was not the first read on the play, but they had bracket coverage in the middle of the field, the Giants. Boston Scott had one-on-one, so they wanted to go to the guy who had one-on-one. Carson, for as poorly, or I shouldn't say as poorly, as inconsistent as he played throughout the game.
I would say poorly.
Had just an outstanding franchise quarterback throw here to a 5'6" running back, putting it right in the breadbasket.
Don't disparage the height.
I'm allowed to say that. It hits tall for me. Okay.
Low man wins.
Yeah, I mean, put it in a great spot.
I thought it was shades of the touchdown pass he had to Corey Clement against Washington on Monday Night Football in 2017 in that same corner of the end zone.
Oh yeah, that one.
Yeah, that was a good one.
You know what I'm talking about?
I do. I remember.
I don't. Of course.
You should remember because I think you wrote about the play, Sheil, because it was the North Dakota State.
It was the North
play.
Dakota play. Yeah, that he had Frank Reich put in.
Yeah,
check my archives.
He knew exactly
my
what
opinion on it
would be.
So Carson thought he threw it too high, but that's a signature play, right? That's a play that if they turn this around, we're talking about that.
I mean, I don't know. It was a nice throw. It was a good throw.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. His best throw of the night. I mean, a signature. I can't go signature play when it's getting you to 22 points against a team that's going to have a top 3 pick in the draft. So they've come back the last 2 games.
And when he's bailing from the pocket all night long, like it's David Carr year 2, and he's scared of the ghosts of all the pressure he's faced this season. And when he's throwing that terrible interception,
red zone interception.
This is not to me, this is not Carson Wentz overcame the odds and proved he was a franchise quarterback. I think the scale that we're grading him on is lowered so much. He was not good in this game. And I know that we have to keep reminding ourselves that he is playing with a third string left tackle, a third string left guard, a third string or a second string right guard, and after Lane Johnson goes down, a third string right tackle, and one competent receiver basically, and a backup running back. But he's also he's not playing well.
Yeah, I would agree. I would agree with that, and I think certainly you give him credit. I think Zach's given him credit for the final 2 drives, and you should. And it was a good throw. But if you're looking at the whole body of work tonight, I would agree with that. I mean, his issues, the things he's bad at don't seem to be improving at all or going away.
They're getting worse.
The decision making, the interception in the red zone. How about the first quarter when he's going to his right and that throw to like the other sideline? That's I mean, Fulgham is broken up. I don't know how many interceptions the guy's broken up this year. It feels like it's been 3 or 4. I mean, what is that? And
it's like a flag football throw. Yeah.
Year 5. I mean, that throw, and you're right. I mean, he definitely did on the interception. I think he felt pressure. He was pressured all night, but he felt pressure there that wasn't there. Bails out and then makes a bad decision. Accuracy issues in the flat, Texas route, you name it. I mean, the middle of that game, he was 6 for 18 against this team through a stretch. So ups and downs, and so I think you are seeing more of the high level plays that maybe we're missing in the first 3 or 4 weeks of the season. I would agree with you there. Like that throw to Boston Scott, those types of plays you're seeing more of, but you're still
the throw to Hightower was very nice too.
Yeah, but you're still seeing a lot of the issues. So like I'm torn. I mean, I know there'll be like takes that only this many quarterbacks can make that throw. I mean, I don't know if that's true. I mean, it was a very nice throw. He hit it in a big spot.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do think we're really grading on the curve. I mean, his numbers look really good. Like I don't care when's the last time Carson Wentz averaged 8 yards per attempt in a game. I feel like it was the Super Bowl season.
Well, and what's funny is Doug said that.
Doug said
Doug was like, to his credit, like critical of Carson sort of. He said, his numbers look really good, but I there's a lot that he needs to do better.
Well, the things he did, the mistakes he made tonight are the kind that drive coaches nuts and would drive Doug Peter, the plays we just talked about. Like those are the ones that coaches are like, oh my gosh, I can't believe he's doing this.
And I actually think the thing that is most concerning is the pocket presence, because he didn't used to be like that. 2017, 2018, he was comfortable in the pocket. And that's what was impressive about him, was that he had the combination of making plays off script, but also being willing to step up in the pocket. And the fact that he's bailing and seeing these ghosts, that I feel like that's a hard thing to get back.
Yeah, I mean, I would have to I feel like I would have to review it further to decide whether it's a huge issue or, I mean, in my head right now, it's a few plays here and there.
I mean, I thought the interception was just real bad situational awareness again. Like off of a turnover. I thought that was inexcusable.
I mean, he didn't even have a step. Like,
yeah. But the flip side of that is you're watching him. He's just getting pummeled. And it's like he's getting destroyed 4 days after, we were talking about like the colors of his bruises, right? So he plays the game Sunday. He got hit 15, 16 times against the Ravens in addition to the sacks. I need to look at the stats tonight, but they were all over him again tonight. And I give a guy credit for getting up, answering the bell, and winning the game.
Yeah, I mean, I think he gets credit for that. I don't mean to take that away, but it's also, on the whole, this was not a good game from Carson Wentz.
Well, I totally agree about the toughness factor. I just don't know, like during the broadcast, nobody can question this guy's toughness. And I'm like, who is that's not a criticism. I mean, who has questioned the guy's toughness? Yeah. You're right. I mean, I did. And again, another reason why are you calling a QB draw from the 7-yard line 4 days ago? The guy just took the worst beating of his career.
Those would be the ideal spots to play Hurts, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
100%.
Let Hurts do those QB draws.
If you were capable of something creative, and if this is something you had been in your head since the day you drafted the guy, you would think this would be a game where you had something in the red zone or elsewhere on the field where you could put him in there rather than just run a zone read.
I thought it was crazy how little they used Hurts tonight. Coming off of last week when he gave them a real spark. I wrote about how their numbers with Hurts on the field are much better than the numbers without him on the field. And it was like 5 plays tonight, and there's just no creativity to it. And I know it's a short week and there's a bunch of moving parts, but if you look at like the surrounding cast of skill players that Carson Wentz had tonight, if you're ranking them, it's like Travis Fulgham, number 1, maybe Desean Jackson. And then, Jalen Hurts is probably the next best guy. Boston Scott's good. He's fine. Dick Rod had a nice game, but like Jalen Hurts is as good as they've got. He needs to be on the field more.
I mean, I think it's pretty clear at this point they don't have,
Yeah, there's nothing they're holding back.
Yes,
like,
no, I don't think they have an idea.
This is basically what they've got.
I mean, I don't think they had an idea when they drafted him. I don't think they have an idea now. They're sprinkling in a couple things here and there, but anyone who was expecting much more or expects them to go back to the drawing board, I mean, this was not a good game plan. They didn't do anything here creatively that you say, wow, they schemed up points against a very mediocre defense. They didn't do much, I didn't think, to help Carson Wentz when the offensive line, someone's getting beat on every play in pass pro. So it's like to expect them, what you were saying a week ago, or I guess it was 4 days ago, to implement this creative outside the box 2-quarterback system. I mean, those ideas I feel like aren't even on their radar.
Yeah, I think that's probably right. I thought this was a bad Doug game as well. I don't know if we're shining enough focus on him.
Yeah, no, we're not probably. I mean, what was it? 3 for 8 in the red zone with an Akeem Butler thing. Then he didn't get the flag out, right? What was that situation?
Yeah, it looked like Shepard was down, a half yard short of that first down, which was also just, bad defense. But and he throws the flag after the ball's been snapped. So that's, I'm sure that's on the communication. They didn't get a good replay and the Giants snapped the ball quickly, but that's still not great. And yeah, like the play calling is just, it's just so uncreative, and it's really disappointing, coming off of last year. They had these, they tell us that they've added all these coaches. It's going to change things, change the offense. And, they do take a few more shots deep than they did last year, but it's just, like, there's nothing cutting edge about this offense.
All right, the people want some Richard Rodgers love. So I don't know. Do I have to eat crow on Richard Rodgers? He was their leading receiver, 6 catches for 85 yards on 8 targets.
Started him in a fantasy matchup against my brother.
Unbelievable. Rich Rod. I mean, I wasn't watching it. I wasn't watching it saying Richard Rodgers is gashing these guys, but this is a really interesting, like, statistical game. I mean, you look at this 442 yards and 27 first downs. Like, that's by far their best offensive performance, you would say, of the season, but it certainly did not totally feel that way.
Well, that's what happens when you have one drive that ends at the 3-yard line.
Yeah.
Another drive that ends with a missed 29-yard field goal.
I want to hear more from you on this because you wrote about him and now he missed a 29-yard field goal. Like, is he a problem? Is he on the team the rest of the year? They can't cut him, right? I saw someone tweet it out. How is this possible? He's got like a big cap hit or dead money. It's
ridiculous. Yeah, it's like $7.7 million.
When did that happen?
Last year he got a big contract extension.
And why? What was the impetus for that? He was on a rookie contract for 2 more years. What are they doing? It's a kicker. The kickers are very flaky. Why would they sign him to that deal?
Well, he was going to be a restricted free agent, right? Yeah, he was an exclusive rights free agent, then was going to be a restricted free agent because they signed him off the practice squad. So he was no longer 17, on 18, his 19. Original Bengals deal. Nonetheless, I mean, he's been a good kicker who has been improving. What
do you mean improving though?
Yeah, I thought you had that great stat about it from 50 yards out. He's been like the worst guy in the league, I thought.
Well, yeah. So that includes this year's number. So really, the criticism of him early on was that he missed these easy kicks, right?
Bunnies.
And he had improved upon that the past 2 years, and you knew that he had a strong leg. And there was the argument about sample size, but now you go into this year. He came into this game 1 of 4 on kicks over 50.
50 plus, right?
And Dave Phipp was really he was really defensive about Elliott.
Well, because Phipp's job is probably on the line, if we're being honest.
Interesting. I didn't even think about that, but really,
just coming and dropping.
So, and look, I mean, Jake Elliott is not kicking well right now at all. And yeah, I'm not saying that he's not a problem. I'm just saying that he's not going anywhere.
Yeah, they literally cannot afford for him to go anywhere.
Exactly. So they're going to have to make it work. But that 29-yard field goal miss, that loomed large, and that was a bad miss.
Huge.
And I wrote about his struggles this week from deep, because the Eagles aren't counting on him to be a league average kicker. The Eagles are counting on him to be a top of the league kicker. They're counting on him to be like he's one of the 3 highest paid kickers essentially, and he needs
that is
to be
so insane.
He needs to be in that Tucker, Butker, Will Lutz category, and he simply has not been.
I want to see how many kickers you can name.
Yeah, I didn't know. Will, what did DraftKings have for Will Lutz getting a shout out at 1:30 in the morning on an Eagles pod here? That was something else. That was the moment of the night right there.
I was just thinking and actually, if you look at the stats of the,
I want to know how deep you can get.
Well, I mean, I can name all these kickers.
We don't want to do that. Forget what Bo said.
Commenters, let us know. What's the over under on how many kickers that can
anyways.
name?
I can't defend Jake Elliott because the defense that Dave Fipp had of him is that, well, everyone would take his average from inside 50, and he missed a 29-yard chip shot in a close game, just a bad miss. So yeah, I can't defend Jake Elliott.
I think the Jake Elliott contract situation is a very good example of the faults with the way that this team is built, to overrate a kicker. When kickers are notoriously fickle and not sticky year to year, as long as you're not Justin Tucker, and pay him at the top of the market when he who's outbidding you for Jake Elliott? It's crazy, and for it to be a contract that is usually their structures make a lot of sense. For it to be a contract that's structured that's so penal to cut him in any of the first 2 years.
Easy, I know we're after dark.
What if he goes Chuck Knobloch?
I mean,
this happens to kickers all the time.
I hear what you're saying, but this is a conversation we could have had last November.
Yeah,
when they signed him to the deal.
We'll have that
We'll
talk during the
bye-week discussion.
All right. Well, one thing Zach might need tonight is a ice cold glass of some delicious Pepsi Cola.
Little crushed ice, maybe in there.
You guys have crushed ice in your house?
Well,
I do not.
We might have just gotten a new fridge a month ago. I don't want to brag, we're not the Rockefellers, but a little birthday wife wanted a new fridge, a little birthday present.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't a surprise. I couldn't just get one delivered because I would have gotten one. She would have been like, what the hell is this?
So you need to consult. That's when you can't be making.
There were a lot of issues. This online fridge shopping is no joke. But anyway,
I got another home improvement new thing story actually.
This is just what we need at 1:30 in the morning. But let's finish the ad read. It's the middle of an ad read that Pepsi is paying us to read right now. So
yeah, they'll still get the ad.
Okay.
We get a new front door. You ever heard about this?
Door? No. Indians don't mess with them.
And we're waiting on this door for months. It's you go through all the things, all these different options, and then it's okay, they're gonna deliver it and install it on this day. Finally comes, yesterday, as we're basically thinking it's baby o'clock, and the door gets installed, and there's no mail slot. And they didn't tell us there was going to be no mail slot.
Who's they? I mean, who picked out the door? Would you look at the door?
Yeah, well, we never talked about this. There's no heads up that, okay, by the way, you're going to need to get a mailbox. And so, we're going to get a mail slot after the little conversation I had with the man.
Can't they cut one in there?
Oh yeah, I was picturing you just taking a baseball bat and just bashing a little mail slot into the front door.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. No, that's a midweek.
Yes.
We'll get to the mail slots midweek.
Okay.
So
speaking of ice cold, delicious Pepsi with crushed ice from the Capati's new fridge, this football season will be different, and Pepsi is here to get you ready for game day, no matter how you want to watch this season. Pepsi is the refreshment you need to power through game day and become a member of the League of Football Watchers. These passionate fans are the real generational talent that Pepsi fuels just one notch above Travis Fulgham, who we know is the best player on the Eagles, because Pepsi isn't made for those who play the game. It's made for those who watch it. Go to madeforfootballwatching.com to check out the latest football watching content from our friends at Pepsi.
I will jump in here too. It's week 7 of football, or I should say week 7 of football is in the books for the Eagles. And now it's time to review the tape and get ready for week 8. There is no better place to get in on all the action than with DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app. To add to the excitement of week 7, DraftKings Sportsbook is bringing back their can't-miss offer. If you have not tried DraftKings Sportsbook yet, head to the App Store now because you do not want to miss this. DraftKings Sportsbook is giving all new users the chance to earn a sign-up bonus up to $1,000 when signing up using promo code TOSS. DraftKings Sportsbook has endless ways for you to bet, from live betting to betting on your favorite players. They do it all. Don't worry if football's not for you. DraftKings is giving all MMA and baseball fans who sign up now the chance to turn $1 into $100 by betting on either this weekend's UFC 254 or by taking action on any World Series game. DraftKings is safe, reliable, and secure. It makes it easy for you to deposit and withdraw your money at your convenience. Just download the top-rated DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use promo code TOSS when you sign up and get up to $1,000. That's that's code TOSS to get a sign-up bonus up to $1,000 for a limited time only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Must be 21 or older, Pennsylvania only, in partnership with Meadows Racetrack and Casino. Bonuses comprise a first deposit bonus and a first bet match, each up to $500. The deposit bonus requires 25 times playthrough. Restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Yeah, Corey says, they don't let Hurts throw, and they won't stop running Wentz, which is I think that's pretty well said there.
It's really as simple as that.
Yeah. Okay.
I like someone said they're waiting for Marissa to show up in Zach's mirror.
That would also be weird.
All right. What else we got here?
Okay. I guess anything else on we should talk about the offensive line because, they were not good. And, Sua Opeta was not great in this game. He was
tough for the Beowulf brand.
He was getting pushed around, but, he was better than Jamon Brown. So
I would agree with that. Yeah, I would agree with that. I mean, they had issues out. You had the, I really don't like name dropping Noah Becker twice in one podcast, but he reminded me that, I have the Kapadia curse, but you have the Wolf whammy. And, my Lotta story.
Not quite as powerful.
Well, I don't know. I might have handed it off to you. You write a great My Lotta story today on The Athletic, which everyone should read. But, we'll have to watch the film, but it certainly seemed like he had his toughest day as a starting left tackle, right?
Yeah, I think that was fair to say. And I mean, not to defend him too much, but this is the kind of thing where it did seem like at times Wentz was exacerbating things. Like, Mailata would be riding somebody to the high side and Wentz would then back up more and sort of work his way into the pressure as opposed to stepping up. But yeah, I mean, I think it's fair to say that just off a TV copy, this looked like Mailata's worst game, and him and Opeta were giving up, a good amount of pressure.
Carson Wentz has 35 rushing attempts now on the season. Granted, he's maybe played an extra game than some of these guys. That's 5th most among quarterbacks. The quarterbacks ahead of him, Kyler Murray, Lamar Jackson, Cam Newton, Josh Allen. Those are all 4, offenses where those are quarterback inclusive run games for all 4 of those offenses. So yeah, he is running the football quite a bit.
I like this comment from Michael Bufundo. Oh, no, this is actually not from him. This is from someone else. Sheil looks like he's an undercover cop impersonating a jogger on a stakeout.
I like that, although with my bulky knee, that would probably not be a good. We would have to, maybe a power walker.
Okay.
The offense? No, I mean, let's look ahead for the offensive line. I mean, Lane Johnson, did he finish?
Yeah, so this is interesting. Lane Johnson went out with a knee injury. So that's different than the ankle injury. He's been dealing with an ankle. So this is a new injury for Lane Johnson. Was on the field in pain. Clearly was playing through the ankle in the game because he came out early. But what you saw, I think it was the Hakeem Butler play too, actually, when he got hurt.
Yes. That's right.
So that was the knee injury. So we'll monitor that. I frankly Don't know if Doug's going to have any information or not tomorrow. I'm hopeful, but with a long weekend, sometimes they give that a little time.
Doug,
Now, do we know anything on the timetable for Isaac Seumalo?
We don't. We
Boy.
don't. That was one of those they said multiple week injuries.
hell of a question for 1:37 in the morning here.
Well, I mean,
Isaac
if you think about
Seumalo
it-
injury status, like Zach, just on the side here, he's
As
worried
if
about
he doesn't know.
writing a story, not waking up the family. He's texting his sources. Isaac Seumalo, we haven't mentioned his name in like a month, but do you have an injury update on Isaac Seumalo?
It matters.
I thought it potentially could matter. I thought Doug looked like he needs to just like sit at home and chill tomorrow. I don't know.
I think Doug's taking
doing
the
a press conference. Is he doing a press conference
He
tomorrow?
is.
Tomorrow.
He is.
I mean, they should have just bumped that back, and he looks like a man who just needs to sort of relax, chill, watch some TV, have a drink or two. I think I don't know. Yeah,
He's worn down.
Yeah, he looked worn down.
What's going to be infuriating is that this is like the next time we talk to the players, it's going to be, and in the building, it's going to be like, they're so hard on us. We're in first place in the division. Nobody believes in us. Like,
I think that's fine from their perspective, to be honest. I mean, because they are taking.
I think it's fine from the players' perspective, and they're, and they were already talking tonight, like, first place. That they that's what the goal is. That's
right.
fine.
Yeah, I don't think there's
it's
anything
more
wrong
from
with
Doug
that.
actually that I bristle at it. Like,
But like, what is it?
His indignance
What's he
that we
supposed
would
to say?
ask difficult questions after a win is
I didn't get that sense. Is
Yeah,
you
I
get the
thought
sense
today.
that-
I didn't think he was like that tonight. I thought he was answering the
Okay.
questions.
No, but to your point, I think there needs to be a difference between the way like the organization looks at it and the way the team looks at it. Like the players and the coaches should absolutely be viewing this like the NFC East is up for grabs and be, juiced up about these games and be excited about a win. That's what you want to see from the players and the coaches. The issue is if in Jeffrey Lurie's suite, if Jeffrey and if Howie are looking at this and like if they're misled by the Eagles having success in the NFC East.
Yeah, I thought there were two camera shots that I really enjoyed tonight. One was what you just mentioned, the Jeffrey Lurie's suite. It felt like Howie Roseman and maybe even Don Smolensky were happy to be socially distancing, during a game like this. If it would have gone the wrong way, and Jeffrey Lurie might have been infuriated. And then the other one was. It was, I don't know if it was coming out of a timeout. It was like a crucial spot in the fourth quarter, but it was either coming out of a timeout or a commercial or in between quarters. And so music's playing and the camera goes to like Doug Peterson. And he's like, really seriously looking at his play call sheet, and Jalen Hurts' face is behind him and he was dancing to the music. I mean, I agree that Jalen Hurts is just like, I feel like one of these games, he's just going to refuse to come off the field after he has a play and be like, are you kidding me? Like, I need to be out here doing more. I mean, people have talked about, is Wentz, does he not want Hurts out there? I mean, Wentz seemed fine with it. I mean, he's out there, he's blocking, he's getting after it. It's not like he's mailing it in. I feel like it's more Hurts is the one who's sort of like, keep me on the field.
Well, and it's like Wentz is at this level right now where he is not playing well enough for the Eagles to play Hurts more because they're worried about it. It seems like, and maybe that's reading too much into it. And maybe it's just because they actually don't have much to do for Hurts. But like if Wentz was playing at a very high level, then there's no concern about getting creative with Hurts and putting him on the field. But because and this is the dynamic that they invited when they use a second round pick on the guy. But it's at this like middle ground where like if Wentz keeps playing poorly and then Hurts comes in and does do some interesting stuff, then all of a sudden it gets a little bit feisty.
Yeah. All right. Let me read a couple comments and then we get to the defense and call it a night. Yusuf, I think, sums it up well. Why do I put myself through watching this team and then watching this pod? We are a bunch of sickos. And I can confirm that. This is the most viewed live pod we've had. So I don't know. I have to be here. I don't know why the rest of you are, but thank you for joining us, I guess. Big people saying I'm flexing when I, said I was getting texts. Yeah, I agree with that. I was I was flexing.
National reporter right there.
Sheil just name dropping left and right. Yeah, you're right about that. Here's the one thing on offense I wanted to get to. Jason Kroom. I mean, every play this guy's on the field for
The backwards.
is hilarious. We talked about the touchdown last week. This week he's like blocking, and Carson Wentz is just getting absolutely crushed behind him. And Wentz tries to like get rid of the ball and throws it at his back, and Kroom like turns around like
He tries to catch it behind his back.
Oh, did he? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he tried to catch it. What if he had caught it?
Every play he's in.
What would he have
entertaining.
done?
Yeah. Someone wants to know if Marissa is a robot. I don't know exactly what that means. But
There was that one moment I wasn't laughing.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. All right. Defense. What do we got?
Maybe the other thing I saw is that maybe what's actually going on is that Marissa is behind the mirror. It's a two-way mirror. And she's actually watching the show from there.
You're really into this mirror, bro.
All right, let's talk about the defense. I thought a pretty bad performance from the defense, all things considered. They made the play at the end as
they forced 3 turnovers. Yeah, I mean,
against like the team that turns it over all the time. I mean,
It's
that 97-yard drive they gave up, like.
Yeah, no, I agree. I don't think it was like this horrible. I don't think it was a horrible performance from the defense. They gave up. No, I thought the most inexcusable thing that happened was the Daniel Jones play.
Yeah, I mean, I looked at it like this is the defense that you would expect to have week to week. They played well in stretches. They didn't lose the game for them. They're not.
But they almost did.
They're not going to shut down the Giants and shut them out or limit them to 10 points. Yeah, I mean, it was the Daniel Jones run and then that drive where I blacked out because it was after the Keem Butler one where they went 75 yards. So I have no idea what happened on that play. But if you guys want to, the Daniel Jones play, I need to see a replay. I mean, it just looked like a zone read. Brandon Graham bites, and so it looked like a play that should have worked for 12, 15 yards. I don't know where everyone else was. I know where Nickel Roby Coleman was. He's taking some heat. Rightfully so, I think, right?
Yeah, he stopped running.
Yeah, he was blocked out of the play and then just stopped running. I don't know where the safeties were. I got to watch that back too.
The funniest thing of the fall is when they have the close-up of Daniel Jones's face, like as he's realizing he's about to fall, and it's just like the pure fear on his face is very funny.
Yeah, I mean, it was like in the press box, they were missing a bow. There was laughter, but there wasn't like the
that deserved.
That deserved the bow, like Johnny Carson. The funniest thing.
It's been said, but it really was like the absolute perfect encapsulation of the entire NFC East. Like.
Yeah, if there's a yearbook or something at the end of the year, that's the image or the clip that leads it. It did feel like he was stumbling for like 15 yards. And so you kept waiting. Is he going to regain his balance or is he going down? And ripping Roby Coleman, absolutely. But credit to Jalen Mills for, he didn't give up on the play. And potentially, it didn't end up being the case, but potentially could have saved points there. So that was one big play. And then it was the other drive. And those were really the two things. And then I guess there was one earlier touchdown drive, right?
Well, it's the kind of thing where, if Evan Engram catches that ball, like that was a really bad drive by the defense there. Like 2 first down runs up the middle, and then you give up a play behind you that loses the game.
It's true. Yeah, there was some stuff out of their control that makes it look better than it actually was. Let me see here. I'm looking for a Javon Hargrave stat line. Did he stand out?
He seemed a little bit feistier tonight. But not
Josh Sweat had a big forced fumble.
Well, I'll tell you what. Let's talk about just personnel stuff. It was interesting. They started Roby Coleman on the outside in this game. Did not play Avonte Maddox. Yeah. Now Avonte Maddox came in at the end of the game. I saw.
Wait, Avonte Maddox was healthy and active for this game?
Well, I don't know if he was fully healthy, but he was active.
I think it was probably like an emergency situation.
He was on the field at the end of the game though. And I thought it was interesting in telling the last drive, the Giants need a field goal to win. And your defensive line was Josh Sweat, Vinny Curry, Fletcher Cox, and Brandon Graham.
Not Javon Hargrave.
Or Derek Barnett.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, the Hargrave thing should not surprise anybody. We've been, we've already been over that. Vinny Curry, that's interesting. Barnett played well, I thought, tonight. And Sweat had the forced fumble. So, Yeah,
He still didn't get enough
Desean
pressure throughout
Jackson,
the night. though.
Desean Jackson has on Instagram shown a picture. His foot is in a boot.
Doesn't sound great.
Pray for me, y'all. That's what it says.
Yeah, I would agree with that, Zach. It seemed like there were times where Daniel Jones was back there patting the ball and did have quite a bit of time to find receivers, which he didn't find them. Darius Slay seemed to shut down Darius Slayton. I lost all those wagers from our thing, although I guess Slayton was playing with a foot injury, which I didn't realize.
Yeah, but I still can't believe, like, I was listening back to the pod. You guys would take Darius Slayton over Darius Slay?
I like a Darius Slayton. I mean, he could be 1,000-yard receiver, right? How many did he have last year?
I mean, but Darius Slay is like a 3-time Pro Bowl cornerback. It
was
Who
about
has
to turn
not
30.
who gets paid a lot of money, is old, and has not changed the quality of the defensive secondary in any way.
I mean, I don't think Darius Slay is the problem on this team.
I don't think he's the problem either, but he's not the answer.
That's Allen Iverson. All right. Okay. Anything else with Jalen Mills? Nice reaction there with the interception.
Well, yeah, it was a really nice 2-play stretch, as I believe Handsome Rich said. It was like as much as you can own somebody, and on 2 consecutive plays, he sacked or at least hit Daniel Jones, and then on the next play picked him off.
Okay.
Let's go through our Swooper Swarcasting scoreboard.
I mean, really, why?
We
didn't even talk about the forced fumble that ended the game. Brandon Graham coming through again.
Yeah.
Bo looks confused. Did you not watch the?
No. Did you
last
predict
series?
it again?
No,
as you did on the Super Bowl.
No, but you looked very confused there. That I said Brandon Graham had a forced fumble.
Yeah, I know what happened.
Okay.
Although I tried at the end of the broadcast or at the end of the press conference to get a quote from to just get Brandon Graham's reaction to Daniel Jones's stumble. And I just threw in. I wasn't called on. I asked, did you have a view of him falling? And he thought I meant on the sack at the end of the game. So he said I saw the ball fall. Try to. That was me
and
trying to help everybody else.
And then who jumped on the ball at the end?
Vinny Curry.
Oh, there you go. This was like a
great ad, Marissa.
Yeah.
You think Casey Tuhill could have pulled that off?
I don't know. He's down in Washington, right?
Sheil, I believe you have one other valued sponsor to let us know about.
Good point. All right. Well, it's late night. I know last time I think this ad read got Marissa to have some cereal post pod, I believe. So
and I do have my magic spoon downstairs.
Oh, so. she's got her. You know what? We finished our fruity, which was my favorite flavor. But if you don't know about Magic Spoon, this episode is brought to you by that wonderful company. I've told you, we did the taste test with my kids. I love the fruity. The frosted was also very good. Growing up, you had all the sugary cereals, but you can't be eating those anymore. Was a moment on the lips, lifetime on the hips. I don't know. I'm ad-libbing here, so I don't know.
Yeah, that's the expression.
Yeah, I don't know if Magic Spoon wants me to go there, but anyway, I
live my life.
If you're trying to cut down on carbs, sugar, unhealthy food, Magic Spoon allows you to still eat cereal, delicious cereal, and not have all those unhealthy things. 0 sugars, 11 grams of protein, and only 3 net grams of carbs in each serving. 4 flavors: cocoa, fruity, frosted, blueberry. I'm gonna have to try some of those other ones now that we finished the fruity. It tastes amazing. Too good to be true. Keto friendly, gluten free, grain free, soy free, low carb, and GMO free. Here's what you got to do. Go to magicspoon.com/birds to grab a variety pack and try it today. And be sure to use our promo code BIRDS at checkout to get free shipping. And Magic Spoon is so confident in their product, it's backed with a 100% happiness guarantee. So if you don't like it for any reason, they will refund your money, no questions asked. That's magicspoon.com/birds and use the code BIRDS for free shipping. We thank Magic Spoon for sponsoring this podcast.
All right, the Swooper Swarcasting predictions. Sheil, one of the following 3 things happens. Darius Slay intercepts a pass intended for Darius Slayton. Slayton scores a touchdown on Slay, or the 2 of them get into a fight. That did not hit. A non-running back leads the Eagles in rushing yards. That did not hit. Boston Scott led the Eagles with 46 rushing yards. Jalen Hurts will set a season high for offensive touches. It seemed like that was a good one. Coaching staff did not agree. And Darius Slayton will have a catch of 40-plus yards. Unfortunately, he did not. So Sheil goes over. Zach, Boston Scott has at least 5 receptions and a game-winning touchdown reception, but only had 3 receptions, unfortunately. Golden Tate has more yards than Desean Jackson.
Hit that.
I think you did hit that. Golden Tate, 39 yards.
That was a chat question too. So.
Oh, there you go.
Made that trade
yards.
worthwhile.
Actually, it was actually closer than you would have thought. And Desean had 34 yards, but you still get that. So congratulations to you. 1. Darius Slay has his first interception. No. And the Eagles start 4 or more possessions from inside their 20-yard line. Let's see if that hit. I don't believe that it did.
I don't believe it did either.
Okay. And then I had Daniel Jones will have multiple fumbles. That did not hit. He only had 1. The 2 teams combine for 7 or more dropped passes. Now, these Sport Radar drops have not come in yet, so that will have to be something that we turn our attention back to at some point soon. Richard Rodgers has more receptions than the amount of times Carson Wentz is sacked. 6 catches for Dick Rod and fewer than 6 sacks for Carson Wentz. So that's a hit for me. And the Giants punt on 4th and less than 5 from inside Eagles territory. They did that, but it was a 4th and 7. So I get 1, and it'll come down to the drops to see if I beat Zach face to face, head to head. Eye, nose to nose, ear to ear.
People really did want the Zach Berman kicker test, so maybe we'll save that for midweek.
I am confident that I can name at least 25 kickers. Yeah.
Right now. All right. Now we just have
we got to do it because otherwise we'll have time to study.
How about this deal? If you get 25 kickers, the podcast is over.
I think that's great.
That's it.
All right.
Let
me get a tally out.
Oh, thank you. Marissa's like, I know these fools are not going to be counting.
Okay.
So.
This is it. Right. This is huge. I love this.
I probably need to check here. I'll pull up just to make sure these are actual kickers.
We'll go with the NFC East. There's Jake Elliott, Graham Gano, Dustin Hopkins, and Greg Zuerlein. Okay, so now we'll go to the NFC North. There's Dan Bailey, Matt Prater. Who's Chicago's kicker? Oh, man.
I literally haven't even pulled up the page yet for kickers. So we'll just assume that these are all correct.
He's at 6.
Okay.
Yeah. And then Mason Crosby. Okay. So now let's go to the NFC South. You got Will Lutz. You got Matt Gay. You got Carolina's they got the Virginia Tech guy, Joey Sly. And then Joey Seil.
No, you got it. It's Sly. Sly.
I think it's Sly.
Yeah. And then Atlanta has Koo. Or you right?
Young Wei Ko.
Yeah.
Koo.
Ko. Okay. So now the NFC West, the Rams have Sam Slocum, but they actually just signed a kicker, but he's in the COVID protocol. So but right now it's still Sam Slocum. San Fran has Gould. Seattle has
I've never seen anyone more motivated.
I definitely know Seattle's, but it's escaped me right now.
I'm going to tell you what Jordan Mailata told Brandon Graham when the game was on the line.
Emerson, right?
Yeah. Act like Sloan is watching.
Act like my daughter Sloan is watching. Let's see what NFC West team.
What's he at, Marissa? How many has he
at? He's at 13.
13.
Yeah.
13 is almost done with the conference, so he's
the Cardinals
tracking.
The Cardinals have Zane Gonzalez. Okay. So that's the NFC, and now I got to go to the AFC. The AFC East.
So you just named 14 of the 16 kickers in the NFC.
Freaking sicko, like all hundreds of you watching right now.
Yeah. Or let's just stay out west for a second.
Look at the pain on his face. You feel this is like he's riding out the string as his chips are falling at the blackjack.
Yeah. Denver has McManus, who's Temple's own North Penn zone.
Just run on fumes.
Yeah, Philly
Still
guy.
has to get to Philly in.
Someone in the chat said, "Act like Marissa is watching through the mirror."
The Raiders have Daniel Carlson. The Chargers.
Oh my God.
I should know the Chargers kicker, but
We're at
that's also-
16. You
yes,
got
also
9 more.
And then then the Chiefs have Harrison Butker. Let's go to the AFC South where the Colts have Rodrigo Blankenship. The Jags, they've cycled through kickers. The last game was Jonathan Brown. Does that count? Or they'll have Josh Lambo. Can I get credit for both?
I think you naming
Yeah.
2 of their yeah,
Okay.
that's fine.
You're at 20. 5 to go.
Okay. The Titans have Gostkowski, and the Texans have Kayaki. I'm mispronouncing the Fairburn.
Kaimi Fairburn.
Right?
Yeah, you get that.
Yeah. All right. And so now the
What's that,
AFC
22?
North.
Someone said, hold on. Someone said Zach is going to cheat for the first time in his life at anything just
No,
to end this.
Then he
AFC
really
North-
won't be able to go to sleep tonight, though.
Yeah.
So.
The AFC North, the Steelers have Boswell.
Shout out to Rice.
What's that?
I said shout out to Rice.
The Bengals have Randy Bullock. The Ravens obviously have Justin Tucker.
You did it.
Oh, all right, I hit it.
That
Okay.
was it?
25.
Okay, and I
You should
I
have
still
just
haven't done
slammed your
this.
laptop down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
All right,
listen,
well-
as much as I would love to continue, rules are rules.
Wait,
Rules
did
are
I?
rules.
are there any that I got wrong though?
Oh,
I
don't know.
wasn't. I was
yeah.
just counting.
Okay,
you.
we weren't checking
I
that.
thought about doing that, but you were like 9 in. And as I've said, I think quitting is underrated. I enjoy quitting. And I decided just
Oh
to
wait, no, I got the Bucks one wrong. Because
we're
Okay,
back
name
on.
one more.
Name one more.
okay, yeah. So on the I'll name one more. The AFC East.
Oh, God.
Excuse me. Gosh.
Oh no.
Zach, come on.
The
Don't let us down.
Dolphins. It's not Carpenter in the.
Oh my God, there's someone in the mirror.
Sure, Carpenter. Yeah, that sounds
Yeah.
good. That guy has a hell of a leg. All right. I'll see you guys next week.
Zach, it's gonna be killing Zach if he doesn't get this. Is Carpenter the answer?
Is Dan Carpenter there? I don't.
You were on the AFC North. You knew which one we were going next.
No,
Well,
Carpenter
okay,
is
uh,
not the Dolphins kicker.
Oh wait, no, but the new kicker in Tampa because they drafted Gay, they didn't keep him. It's Suck Up, right?
Yeah.
So,
There
all
you
right, so I got
Right,
Tampa.
there you go.
All right, nice job.
Oh, thank you, Ryan Suckup.
All right, well, that'll do it for this episode of Birds with Friends. Thank you to everybody for tuning in, and those of you who are listening after a good night's sleep on Friday. Zach, we hear on Friday, and then probably nothing else until the beginning of next week. Is that correct?
Correct. Yep. So hopefully we have some good news from the Wolf household.
Hopefully.
Yep.
So, hopefully this baby comes after I get a little bit of sleep, but we'll
Yep.
see.
Hey,
Little,
you're the least of our worries. Please.
Well, that's definitely for sure. Little Hakeem,
Sophocles. Hmm.
Hakeem Wolf. Okay. All right. So for Zach, Sheil, and Marissa, I'm Bo. Thanks for listening. The Eagles 2-4-1 in first place. Not a good team, but not a good division. So you still have to keep paying attention and listening to this podcast for the rest of the season. For the three of us, I'm Bo. And as always,